Hi guys! Welcome to the Blonde Edit. I'm your host, Hannah Victoria Gents. Today I am here to celebrate the Valentine's Day season. For all of you that know me know my favorite color is pink, and with Valentine's Day, it makes everything feel a little softer, a little pinker, and more intentional. For those of you who have whether you like to go out, have a Valentine's Day celebration at home, I've curated two signature cocktails that I love to have. You can have these beyond Valentine's Day, as well as two of my favorite wine options that are pink and beautiful. The drinks I'll be sharing today are known as the Pink Press, which is my signature pink drink, and a Grapefruit Glow, which is a delicious cross between a Paloma and a margarita. Without further ado, I'm gonna get started and we will start with the Pink Press. This drink, for the ingredients, well, before I get into the ingredients for the drink, anytime you're making cocktails, I'd like to go over everything you'll need so that you're prepared and you're not bouncing from room to room, cabinet to cabinet, everything on a nice station so you're set. I usually, if I'm home, I like to put my glasses in the freezer. It gives them a nice frost and it helps keep the drink cold, which is very nice, especially when you're serving drinks straight up. You don't want to maybe sometimes have ice, or you're concerned that the ice may dilute it. A hot tip is if you are concerned about the ice maybe diluting and you want to pop in an ice cube, you can sometimes soak fruit in alcohol. So, for example, I'm doing peach vodka and Grand Marnier for this particular drink. You could soak, let's say, strawberries or what else would go? Maybe some oranges would look really nice. The reason why you can't do an ice cube with liquor is because liquor doesn't freeze. So you'll think you're filling this ice tray up with liquor and then it's all liquid. Anywho, you will need a cocktail shaker. Either kind work just fine. We'll be using this one for the next drink. You want a cutting board. In light of Valentine's Day, I have my pink heart cutting board. If you are going to be using fresh fruit for the mixture of the drink, you're going to need a sharp knife as well as a juicer. I think fresh fruit always tastes better, especially with lemon juice and lime juice. You can really taste the difference. I've gotten lime juice in the bottle. It just doesn't taste as good. Same with lemon juice. With grapefruit juice, you can get away with it. I really like the Simply Grapefruit. It's delicious. There's no added sugar. It's not from concentrate, so it's still just as fresh. You get a nice big size, especially if you're batching and making a lot of cocktails for a lot of people. Other things you're going to need is ice. So if you don't have an ice bucket, this was actually my great aunt's, and it's so old and beautiful and heirloom. I just put ice in here because it looks really pretty. If you don't want to be putting your hands in the ice, you want to get a nice ice picker and shot glasses, as well as a little bowl where you want to put anything that you might want to rim the glass with. For this drink, we're going to be doing pink sugar to keep it on brand for the theme of the drink. To get started, for this particular drink, you're going to need a lemon, peach vodka. Regular vodka works fine too, though. If you like it a little sweeter, you can add a little Grand Marnier. It is completely optional. I think it gives it a nice balanced flavor. And then any type of cranberry juice is just fine. And if you choose to garnish with sugar, of course you're going to want to get some sugar. I got this pink sugar from Whole Foods. Alrighty, so for one cocktail, you need 1 lemon. So let's say you're having, like for example, when I host holidays at home, I'll get up really early, like 5:30 in the morning, and I will squeeze a bunch of lemons or limes into a big pitcher. This way I can batch the cocktails and not have to constantly be working over a bar or a table, and I can serve to my guests. The other thing I like to do is shake them as you go. So you don't want to make a bunch of cocktails in one shaker. And the reason is because, yes, the contents of, let's say, 3 could fit. It will water down as the ice is sitting in there, which no one wants a watered down cocktail. It dilutes the taste and it's just not as good. So I'm just going ahead, squeezing right into the shaker the juice of 1 lime. And I always put it in this way first, then I flip it over because I feel like there's always just a little bit of juice that you can get out. You want to save half of this lemon, and the reason is because you're going to need that as a adhesive for the sugar to stick. Okay. Next, for 1 drink, you're going to want 1.5 to 2, depending on how strong you like it, shots of vodka. If you're not adding any type of orange liqueur, like if you don't want to use Grand Marnier, you can use Cointreau. I don't know if I'm saying that right. You can use triple sec. In that event, though, if you are omitting it, you can certainly add more vodka if you want a stiffer drink, per se. Okay. And then I'm gonna do 1/2 ounce and you can do 1 ounce of the Grand Marnier. I like the Grand Marnier because it has a little bit of cognac in it too, which gives it a good balance, but it also does a great job of having that sweetness. And then just about a shot, do a little less of cranberry juice. Okay. And like I said, any cranberry juice works just fine. I like the Ocean Spray, but you can use whatever you want. They make pomegranate cranberry juice. I think they do a grape cranberry juice if you want a little more of a flavor profile. So what I'm gonna do is just add this to the ice. And fill the cocktail chaser very well. And you want to shake it for at least 30 seconds. It's really important, A, to make sure that the drink is really chilled, but B, because the ice, like I said earlier, you don't want a diluted cocktail, but you do want a little bit of that water. It helps bring all the ingredients together and gives it a great flavor profile. So you just gonna shake. Okay. You're probably thinking I was shaking that for a really long time. You want to shake it until you feel the shaker get cold. You'll feel it on your hands. These types that are like the aluminum or stainless steel, they get colder much quicker. But because this is glass, it did take a little longer. And you just want to this doesn't want to come off. Okay. So usually you can pour through here. It doesn't want to come off. It's happy where it's at. I'm going to let that sit for a second and hope that it loosens up and prepare the garnish. So as mentioned previously, we're doing pink sugar. You can use a round bowl like this. You can use a square cocktail plate, bread plate, just something small that you can really get control. I'm using these coupe glasses. I also use martini glasses. I think either or look really pretty for the drink. And then you just kind of want to stir it all around and dip it like this, like that, like this. Looks really pretty, really festive, fun and pink. Let's see if this wants to come off. Well, it doesn't. Good news. I have this shaker. And I'm just gonna pop this on top. It doesn't fit as well, so I'm gonna have to be super careful. Oh dear. You know what? I'm just gonna put it like this. There we go. Perfect. And there you have it, our beautiful, fun, festive pink press. So delicious, so fresh. You really get the flavor of the peach. It's not overpowering. The fresh lemon juice makes it just feel really just refreshing and light. This could go great with some finger foods if you're doing charcuterie or little mini quiches. So fun for a cocktail party. If you like to come home from work and make yourself your own drink for while you're cooking dinner, if you're having a dinner with your significant other, your husband, your wife, if you're having family, perfect drink, and it's a crowd pleaser. Cheers to that. So now that we have that one all done, I'm going to share with you the grapefruit drink. And as I mentioned, I call it the grapefruit glow because grapefruit juice is so good for you. It has so much nutrition in it. Yes, I'm probably counteracting everything that's health benefit wise for you with the alcohol, but it's all about balance. I never had a Paloma, believe it or not, because years ago I had a grapefruit margarita somewhere and it was not good, and I thought I just don't like grapefruit juice even though I love grapefruit. And then last week I was out to dinner with my husband Rob, and they gave us a welcome drink, and it was a Paloma. I drank. I said, "What is this? This is so good." He told me a Paloma, so naturally I had to recreate it. For this drink, same ingredients. I'm sorry, same materials. So you're gonna need a cocktail shaker, one whose lid comes off. I don't know what happened here. Thank goodness I brought two. A shot glass. This one is actually from a birthday trip my husband and I took to Aruba. We went to Flamingo Island. That was really fun. So you have your glass here, your ice here, your cocktail shaker, and you're just gonna get started again with the citrus squeezer, sharp knife, and a cutting board. So first things first, dive right in. So you can tell when you're picking out your produce, or if you're someone like me that sometimes gets their groceries delivered from Whole Foods through Prime on Amazon, you want your lime or lemon to feel soft but not mushy. If it's really hard, you always want to give it a good roll. The reason you want to do this is because it allows all the juices inside of the fruit to loosen up, and then in turn you will get a lot of juice out of that, and you want to get the most bang for your buck when you're making a cocktail. This recipe yields 1. Again, you can double it, triple it, quadruple it, however you choose. And this is going to go right into the squeeze. Squeeze it right in to that shaker. And I just do a little flip. In the event you wanted to put some sort of rim on this, I like to do salt. You can do salt and sugar, or just sugar. If you're making a spicy margarita, you can do a Tahitian rim. That's delicious. I think the tartness from the grapefruit, though, gives enough balance that you don't necessarily need it. Okay, so the juice of 1 lime is in. I relaxed it out. When I'm at home, I like to clean as I go. So if I'm not using this, I would usually toss it. Okay. So since we did 1 lime, I want to double the amount of lime that I put to really make sure that the grapefruit is what shines in this drink. So I would say 1 lime is about a shot, maybe a little less. So I'm going to do between 1.5 and 1.75. You can always adjust it to how you like. Okay. And then 2 shots of tequila. You can use whatever tequila you like. I find for mixed drinks, believe it or not, a Jose Cuervo is just fine. I love the high-end ones such as Lalo and Don Julio, but for mixed drinks, I feel like it's not necessarily necessary. I always add a little bit of the Grand Marnier. Now, unlike tequila, I feel you need a good orange liqueur. I've tried just regular triple sec, and I feel like it just tastes so sweet, has so much added sugar, aka a really bad hangover. No one wants that. And just from a flavor profile as well, it tastes a lot better, and it brings all the highlight flavors of the fruit together. 1 shot goes in. Now, because we are working with citrus, sometimes it can be a little tart, especially grapefruit leans on the side of tartness. I like to use organic agave, and I just do about half a shot to sweeten it up, edge off that tartness. For me, I love experimenting and making cocktails. I love being home. I'm such a homebody. As soon as I get home from work, I have the jazz music on. I light my candles. I love a taper candle, although they never seem to stand up straight. And the wax can kind of get everywhere. I recently discovered there are battery operated ones, which are A, so much safer, and B, it's just easier, no mess. Okay, so just like I did for this one, I'm just gonna stick my glass in. And because it's just me that I'm serving these for, I'm gonna put my hand right in there and pour it all right in. So like I said, when I've shaken up the pink cocktail that we have over here, the glass does not get cold as quickly. This does. So there won't be that necessity to shake it as long as I did. So, but I think 30 seconds is the sweet spot, just like because as previously mentioned, you want to make sure the drink's really cold and you want to dilute all these ingredients a little and make sure everything tastes very smooth. Came out just like butter. Hallelujah. And then you pour it in. And there you have your grapefruit glow. This goes great, obviously, with Mexican food. Anything with tequila is phenomenal. Rob and I had dinner with my mom last night at my house. I made a big batch of these. They are so delicious. They have just the right amount of tartness, just the right of sweetness. Other things you can do, I made chicken enchiladas last night. If you don't want to have to whip together a whole dinner, you could do some guacamole. My favorite way to make guacamole is 2 avocados, the juice of 1 lime, jalapeno, minced, and I keep the seeds in it because I like it extra spicy. You want to put maybe 2 tablespoons of some tomatoes. I chop up cherry or grape tomatoes. Plum tomatoes good because there's not a lot of liquid in them. Any tomato will work fine. You'll find that a beefsteak tomato, ones that you would put on, let's say, a burger or sandwich, they have a lot of water, and you don't want the guacamole to get watered down. Then you would add onion, traditionally red onion, sweet onion, any onion's fine. I'd say about 1/4 of an onion. You just want to chop that up thin. Cilantro if you like that, just a little bit. And lots of salt and pepper. You pair that with some chips. It's so good. You can even make nachos, which are so simple. For Super Bowl, I made chicken nachos. I used some leftover grilled chicken that I had made for dinner the night before. You want to get a sheet pan or a cookie sheet, and you want to line it with foil with the non-shiny side. That apparently that is the non-stick side. Use a little bit of cooking spray, and you lay any tortilla chip you like that you get from your grocery store, and then you want to layer some cheese. I like to get the blocks of cheese, and you can grate some cheddar, some Monterey Jack, some pepper jack, thin layer of cheese, and you can do thin layer of chicken. I tossed it in some salsa just to give it some flavor. You can add black beans, whatever you really like, and then some onion, and then a little more cheese on top, and then you can garnish it with jalapenos and salsa and sour cream, some of that delicious guacamole. Really, it's whatever you like. You can make it however you want it. That bakes in the oven for at 350 for, I would say, 10 minutes. Keep an eye on it. The top rack, it tends to cook quicker. You want the cheese melted, not super browned. Otherwise, it gets a little too chewy, which I like a nice melted cheese. And that is some things you can have with this delicious drink. Like I said earlier, the pink drink, it goes so good with really any type of finger food. Can't go wrong. And I hope that you enjoy these cocktails as much as I do. I always like to put a really cute linen cocktail napkin out. So as I said earlier, my husband and I went to Aruba. I'm upset to go to Flamingo Island. I'm obsessed with flamingos. As you can see, this one has 2 flamingos enjoying some champagne. This is a pink Birkin bag, and it says cheers, which is very perfect for the occasion. And if you decide, okay, those cocktails look great, I don't have all the ingredients, I don't feel like shaking them up, 2 of my favorite options, especially if you want to go with the pink theme, love Wolfer wine. You can do summer in a bottle, rosé. They even have a winter edition. Or if you're thinking, I don't really want any alcohol, or if you not drinking's just not your thing, they have a non-alcoholic version, and it's bubbly, which makes everything more fun. Definitely makes you get in that celebration mood. I hope you guys have a happy Valentine's Day and enjoy these cocktails then and for the rest of the year, years to come. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Hannah Jens, and I can't wait to see you guys next time.
LTV's programming is made possible by the New York State Council on the Arts, with the support of the Office of the Governor and the New York State Legislature.